Hi folks, this is the brand new 3-rail O-scale Lycoming Valley GP35 from Lionel, and we're going to check it out today on Eric's Trains. Alright, so for today's unboxing, I'm going to use my Cold Steel Finwolf. It's a folding knife with a Scandi grind. And we'll go ahead and pop this sucker open. Okay. There it is. All right. So there it is. You can see the big Bluetooth logo. All right. Take this plastic wrap off. All right. And there it is. Let's go ahead and pull it out. Still has some of the packing foam on it, so we'll go ahead and take that off and get it on the track. Here it is up on the layout, looking fantastic. Now actually this is only the second GP35 that I've ever reviewed. The other one was made by Atlas, and that was some years ago. So let's start things off with a little bit of history on the real GP35. The EMD GP35 is a 4-axle road switcher diesel locomotive built by the General Motors Electromotive Division, or EMD, between 1963 and 1965, and by General Motors Diesel between 1964 and 1966. The locomotive's power was provided by an EMD 567 series 16-cylinder engine, which generated 2,500 horsepower. The GP35 built on the success of the GP30 that had ended production in 1963, and although the GP35 was only manufactured for 3 years, over 1,300 units were produced, so the GP35 was a success, and in general, the mid-1960s saw the locomotive market dominated by EMD as they produced models such as the GP35, the GP38, the GP40, and the SD40. So there's your brief history of the GP35. Now let's talk about the Lionel model that we have here. Lionel offered this model in their 2019 Volume 1 catalog, and these started arriving in train stores in late summer, early fall 2019. I think I picked mine up in October of 2019. Now, Lionel offered this model in a variety of different paint schemes and road names, quite a few to be honest. I counted them up, and there are 12 different paint schemes over 8 different road names. So the road names available are Lycoming Valley, like we have here, Allegheny Railroad. There are 3 BNSF paint schemes. There are 3 Conrail paint schemes. There's a Pennsy, a Richmond, Fredericksburg, and Potomac, a Chicago Northwestern, and a Santa Fe. Now, scattered amongst those 12 paint schemes and 8 road names, you've also got the choice of powered and non-powered units. And so I counted everything up, and when you take into account the road names, the paint schemes, the powered and non-powered units, there are 22 different GP35s available in the 2019 Volume 1 catalog. So to say Lionel gave us a variety of GP35s to choose from would be a massive understatement. Let's go over some stats on this model. The length is just over 13.5 inches. The weight is 4 pounds 4 ounces. This engine has 2 pounds 8 ounces of pulling power, and the minimum curve needed to operate this engine is 0.31. So here's an engine that is very friendly to layouts with tight curves. On the inside, this engine is driven by 2 vertically mounted flywheel motors, one above each truck. There's a fan-driven smoke unit on the inside for the smokestack, and then you've got the electronics for legacy command control and legacy rail sounds, and the engine also has Bluetooth on board. Operationally, of course, the best way to run this engine is going to be to use Lionel's Legacy Command System, as that will give you access to all of the engine's advanced features. However, you can also run this engine with Lionel's classic TMCC command system, or you can run the engine with Lionel's Lion Chief app on your smartphone or tablet via the Bluetooth connection. Or if you don't want to do any of that, you can run this engine conventionally with just a transformer and some track. Now, I mentioned that Lionel also offered some of these GP35s in a non-powered configuration. So if you get one of the non-powered units, it'll have a unique road number and it'll look exactly the same on the outside as the powered units, but there's nothing on the inside. No motors, no smoke unit, no sounds, no lights, nothing. Going in for a closer look, here we have the Pilot, and it's very well done. Got some nice safety striping going on. Some add-on MU hoses, and an add-on metal coupler cut bar. If I tilt this a little bit, you might be able to see it a little better. There we go. It's kind of dark down there. And then, of course, in the middle, we've got the electro coupler that can be thrown from your Legacy or TMCC remote, or via the Lionel Lion Chief app on your smartphone or tablet. Up here, we've got some nice metal handrails, got a metal safety chain, got an operating drawbridge right there. And then you can see on the nose, we've got this great Lycoming Valiant logo, some add-on metal grab irons, and operating marker lights. And then moving up, we've got an add-on sand fill cap, more add-on metal grab irons, add-on windshield wipers on the windows, and all the windows do have clear plastic inserts in them. And then we've got lighted number boards up top on either side of an operating headlight. Around the corner, we've got a nice legible builder's plate down here, some legible signage, nice Lycoming Valley logo here. There's safety tread on all the walkways. We've got little windscreens on either side of these windows. On the interior of the cab, there are two hand-painted crew figures, and the inside of the cab is lighted, and that light does turn off when the engine starts moving. On the back of the cab, there's a door. The door does not open, but it's very nicely detailed, and there's another add-on windshield wiper here. Got some steps coming down here, and then we've got some nice vent work here as we start to move down the side. And here's that view down the rest of the side. We've got this great Beeline service logo here. I love this. Some nice vent work here and over here. The 5510 and the rest of the paint job is perfect. Couldn't find any issues. And then we've got lots of details that are molded into the plastic body. And then around back, much of this is similar to what you've already seen up front, such as the Pilot and all the details on it, the coupler, the drawbridge, the safety chain, the handrails. But then right here, we've got lots of metal grab irons, a nice logo, lighted number boards, an operational backup light, and operational marker lights. On the underside, we've got die-cast metal truck side frames, and as you can see, they're very nicely done. And then we've also got a die-cast metal fuel tank as well. Up on the roof, we've got an add-on antenna piece above the cab. Then we've got metal lift rings all over the place. This is the smokestack that goes down to that fan-driven smoke unit that I mentioned earlier. And of course, to load smoke fluid into the smoke unit, you simply pour the smoke fluid directly down the stack. And then moving back, we've got some nicely detailed fans up here and an add-on horn piece, and then there's a nice little metal grab iron back here. On the back of the engine, this piece can be removed, like that, to reveal the master engine controls. So right here we've got the master volume knob, then we've got the run program switch that allows you to program the engine into your Legacy or TMCC system. Then we've got a switch that allows you to turn the smoke unit on and off, and then this switch allows you to turn Bluetooth on and off. And then the panel can be popped back on like that, and it is held down with magnets so it'll stay in place. Here's a look at the underside of the GP35. There are 2 pickup rollers per truck for a total of 4. All axles on this model are driven. There are 2 traction tires on the inner axle of each truck for a total of 4. There's a little add-on metal bell right here. The speaker for the sound system's here, and then right here is the sensor for the Lionel LCS sensor track, should you choose to use one. Alright, the last thing we're going to do before we start this thing up is BFIMO, best feature in my opinion. Well, after running the GP35 for a while, I gotta say that my favorite feature is the sound set, specifically the prime mover sounds, the engine sounds. When this thing's in operation, you're going to hear these really awesome clanging and creaking sounds all the time, and then at a certain RPM level, the engine kind of takes on this hypnotic quality. It has this really nice drone that I really enjoy, and you'll hear that in just a minute. So for me, the best feature is the sound set. Alright, now comes the fun part. Let's go ahead and power this thing up.
This is the yard office. Do you copy?
Roger that. I read you. Over.
Hold for track orders. Over.
Copy that. Ready to start this trip. Out.
Okay, so first up, here's the horn. And here's the bell. I love the little accent sounds this thing makes while it's idling. If you listen, it just makes all sort of little bangs and clangs. It's kind of neat. And finally, here's a sampling of some of the crew talk sounds.
This is the yard office. Need to hold you. Over.
Roger that. Standing by. Out.
This is the operator.
Alright, that about wraps it up for this review. I hope you enjoyed it. Now, if you're interested in purchasing one of these GP35s, regardless of which road name you choose, the retail price on the powered unit is right at $500, and the retail price on the non-powered unit is right at $300. Now, those are retail prices. If you go through a good Lionel dealer, you should be able to get a decent discount off those retail prices. And as always, if you're looking for a good Lionel dealer, try my favorite train store, which is Legacy Station. You can find them on the web at www.legacystation.com or give them a call at 770-339-7780. Now, if you'd like to support Eric's Trains, you can do so through Patreon at www.patreon.com/ericstrains. I'd like to put a big thank you out there to all of my current Patreon supporters. Your support means so much to this channel, and I have a feeling that going forward in the future, that support is going to mean much more because of all the crazy laws coming down on YouTube these days. And finally, if you'd like to buy some Eric's Trains t-shirts or anything else I might be selling, check out the Eric's Trains online store at www.ericstrains.com/store. Anyway, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. I'm Eric Siegel, and I'll see you next time. Now, the GP35 is still around today. There are numerous GP35s remaining in service. Remaining in service. Around the side, we've got a legible builder's plate down here, the nice Lycoming Valley logo, some legible signage. There's... forgot the name. And here's that view down the... I want to do that. And then on the back, a lot of this stuff is similar to what's up front, the pilot, the drawbridge. Up on the roof, we've got a little add-on antenna piece on top of the roof. Up on the roof, we've got an Up on the roof, we've got an add-on antenna piece on the roof, and we've got metal lift rings all over the place. And then here's the and then moving back, we've got lots of fans up here, and each fan does have a free spinning fan blade. Alright, the last thing we're going to do before we start this thing up is BFIMO, best feature in my opinion. Well, after running the GP30...